Welcome to Success Unlocked. I'm your host, Dr. Adrienne Shnier, and I am here with Meera Joll, who is one of our amazing clients turned fellow turned full-time client success coordinator here at AYG. And so Meera is just one of the people here, one of our core people who have understood what it is that we do here at every single level. So the conversation that we're going to have today is all about what your experience is like at AYG, and we are going to share some really exciting new information that we have for you about a launch that we are in progress of, like in progress launch happening now, of Personal Statement Accelerator, the AYG Personal Statement Accelerator, and there's more on that coming. But before we get there, hi Meera.
Hello.
How's it going?
Good. How are you? Thank you for having me on again.
Always. We're so excited to have these. Meera and I talk 17,000 times a day. And so this conversation now is just on a podcast. So Meera, why don't you take a minute and introduce everybody to you, because some may not have met you, some may have seen you on strategy calls, but they probably don't quite have a full picture of what you do behind the scenes here, because they might say, well, what could Meera possibly be doing full-time all day, every day here at AYG? So why don't you let them in behind the scenes?
Yeah, of course. So like Adrienne said, my name is Meera Joll. I'm a client success coordinator here at Apply Yourself. So, a little bit about my day and what I do is it's mostly supporting our current clients. So, meeting them where they're at, anything that they need, helping them through their journey themselves, but also, to any new community members as well. So I'm on all the strategy calls, getting to know our future members, talking through their timelines, their goals, getting to know them a little bit better to see how, we can help support them one day. And then also just a lot of the back end stuff. So, from the outside, it looks like we run very smoothly, but there's a lot that goes, into the day-to-day work here at AYG. So I handle a lot of that alongside the team. So never a dull day here. We're always busy. And it's exciting.
Yeah. And Meera has seen us from the old space to the new space most of your time here as a client, all of your time here as a client was in the old space.
Yeah.
But then here we are in the new space. Meera was here with the move. Meera was here with the construction. Meera and the unexpected construction. Meera was here with me for all of the HomeSense runs because, we love a good furnishing. And through all of the ordering of everything and making sure that everything was on track and everybody was where they needed to be. Like, Meera's in everything. Meera's in everything. And we wouldn't have it any other way. So Meera, why don't you share a little bit about what your experience was like when you first started to think about the application journey and the LSAT process? What was that like for you?
Yeah. So in the beginning, before I even joined Apply Yourself or had any support whatsoever, the whole process seemed scary and heavy. Like, especially with the LSAT itself, I felt like I was constantly fighting myself over and over again. Why can't I understand what's going on? I didn't feel smart enough to do the test at the same time. But even with the applications themselves, like there were so many unknowns going into it that, what even is a law school application? How do I put together a successful personal statement, autobiographical sketch, CV, resume? There's like between 12 to 14 various different requirements that I myself didn't know how to tackle correctly. So, I was scared. I didn't have the guidance that I felt I needed. And, I did almost get to the point where I didn't apply because I didn't have the support and guidance that I needed. So, it was quite scary in the beginning, I would say.
Yeah. And so how do you find that experience of going through that process and going through our programs helps you to help others here?
Yeah. Going through the whole process of, I've done every single program here at AYG. So it's taught me a lot about who I am and the types of communities that I truly want to serve one day. It's built a lot of confidence for me. It's given me clarity of where I want my life to go. And I think, people going through their application processes are going to learn a lot about themselves. And, coming out of it now, I see myself in our current members, and I'm still growing in the same way that they are. But I think a lot of the experiences I myself went through is able to, guide them now and support them in the way that I was supported by, community members back then. So it's become almost like a full circle moment for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. And you're here, every minute when I'm like, Meera, we're going to do a launch. And our most recent launch has been the Personal Statement Accelerator. The Personal Statement Accelerator. Yes, so exciting. So the Personal Statement Accelerator is something that was really born out of just the need that we were hearing. The need that Meera and Mario were hearing on our strategy calls. The need that people were really asking for at events. There is no place, and this was true when I was an applicant too, and it's still true now, there's no place that really has focused personal statement support that is unique and authentic to you and the future that you're creating. It's all about, for I think companies and creators external to AYG, it's about just sort of getting people in the door. Whereas here, that's not how we initially that's not how we conceptualize the program. We conceptualize the program based on what we heard. We listen so carefully to what we are hearing on our strategy calls, on our coaching calls, at our events. And we create then what you need in order to get in. And so if we're hearing, I need a really, really focused module only on Personal Statement Accelerator, only on personal statements. Okay, we'll do it. Right? And so that's what we were hearing. And so we were so excited to launch the AYG Personal Statement Accelerator, which is a 6-module program focused solely on personal statements, and it has the framework for you. It takes you from start to finish for your personal statement. It has everything from the strategy to the action tasks so you can actually implement the strategy all the way through to your swipe files. And you all know I'll never leave you without a swipe file. Swipe files are my favorite because I can just give you the information that you need on the screen, on paper, and you can just take it and implement it your way. So, Meera, in the creation of Personal Statement Accelerator, in what you were hearing, what did you think were the most important components for us to include, that we did include, of course, in Personal Statement Accelerator?
Yeah, going through the application process myself, I think I have a pretty good understanding of, what it takes to put together a successful application. And the biggest thing is your why. Why do you even want to do the things you're doing? So whether it's law school, medical school, whatever type of program you're applying to, we have to have a story attached to it. And figuring out, why do I want to be a lawyer one day? Why do I want to be a doctor? There's deeper reasons to those, and that truly does reflect when it comes to your actual written material itself. So, sitting down with those feelings, the mindset behind it is the biggest part of the application itself. And, I hear it from people all the time, and from you yourself, Adrienne, that a lot of people overlook their written materials and their own story and fixate over the grades, your GPA, your LSAT score. That doesn't really tell the admissions committee who you truly are. So, getting down to why do you want to do the things you want to do? And, sitting with those hard feelings, it can be uncomfortable, but it will be reflected beautifully within your application. And that's one thing the Personal Statement Accelerator does, is it forces you to sit in those feelings, but for good reasons. It'll be reflected perfectly in your application itself.
Yeah. And so we sit with it, and then we do we take you through all kinds of strategies to then take you through that onto the other side where you're actually completing your personal statement. So you have your swipe files, you have your structure, you have your format, you have everything that you need. And you know what's so interesting, and we were talking about this before, is the actual structure module is the shortest module, because it's like, bam, 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 here it is. This is what you need to do from the perspective of an admissions committee member. And what really takes the most thought, the most intention, and the most attention is you, who you are, what you're creating. So I take you through the whole process of that, plus the writing, plus editing and revision and submission. It's all there for you. And it's so important to know who you're writing for. And that is there too. So Meera, what would you say you're the most excited for about PSA?
Well, I think being able to help more people throughout this process, because, admissions shouldn't be something that's gate kept. The secrets behind what a successful personal statement may be, all these things should be available to people. So I'm just happy that we're going to be able to expand and, be able to support more people on a larger scale. But truly that I know it's going to help people put together a solid personal statement and, feel confident going into that, process that, you're putting together something that you should be proud of at the end, and following that structure. I can promise you will feel that way.
Yeah. I think that's the key, is that structure the answers. So you're not Googling and YouTubing and TikToking and going on forums to see who did what and how, because they're honestly not real, what's online. And just having the process be specific to you, I think is a really, really crucial element that is forgotten, and also that is not even really part of the awareness of people who are in this space, of companies who are in this space, because people generally don't have admissions committee experience. And so this is what we take you through. This is just a part of what we take our clients through in MAA, Mastering Academic Applications. And we are so excited to bring it to you. So you can find this actually on our website, www.applyyourselfglobal.com, the Personal Statement Accelerator. It's right there on the homepage. And we cannot wait to see you in there, because it is so crucial that you have an understanding of what you need to do for the personal statement, who you need to write for, what you need to actually provide, and how you need to be thinking about not just the application, but yourself and what you're creating in order to make it what we call a hell yes application. So the Personal Statement Accelerator, we cannot wait to see you in there. And Meera, if you could give one piece of advice to anybody who's on the fence or thinking, do I really need this PSA, this Personal Statement Accelerator? What would you say to them?
Just get started. Get started as soon as possible, and you'll see the value there, and you're going to set yourself up for success. Start early, so you're not stressing over what could happen. The structure is there for you. Just follow it.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Send us a DM at Apply Yourself Global on Instagram, or by email. It's in the show notes, and we will see you in the Personal Statement Accelerator. We'll see you there. Thanks, Meera.